Hi, I'm Adam and I'm gameplay and graphics engineer at Divr Labs, and today I would like to talk about the water. Each game company which is developing a game with realistic visuals wants to have great realistic looking water, and for us it was no different. So when I started to researching this topic, I had some references on my mind because there are many great games with a great water system. To name a few, Uncharted 4 and recently published Red Dead Redemption 2. These and many more games were some references for me, and when I was making our system and our visual for our water, I wanted to get a visual of our water as close as possible to theirs. So in the beginning, when I was researching this topic, I tried lots of different techniques. For me it was also a question of performance. I tried to unload some work on the CPU, like computing waves and computing reflections and stuff like that, but in the end I computed everything on the GPU side because it works the best for me and in our scenario. When I started to working on the implementation, I had two top priorities. The first one was to make optimized realistic looking water with reflections and refraction, and second one was to have a robust shader system which is highly customizable, so our level designers can edit water for different scenarios like a river or sea or lake or things like that. So if I go back to my first top priority, how I implemented it, in the vertex shader I'm just computing and offsetting vertices to make effect of the waves, and then in the fragment shader there is where the magic happens. In the basic theory I have some flow vectors which can be stored in the flow map, or they can be constant flow vectors, and these vectors are used for offsetting UV coordinates. These flow vectors are animated by time, frame by frame, and these UV coordinates are then used for sampling normal vectors from the texture, and also for sampling texture which is underwater, so it makes a nice illusion of the refraction. Then I'm just sampling that texture to know which objects are underwater and which are not. By using depth differences between water surface and object underwater, I can compute some blend factor which is then used for creating nice blend between underwater texture and watercolor. By watercolor I mean base watercolor, also reflections, foam and things like that. For me it was a lot important to make some nice seamless blend between water and the shore, so there are not any hard edges. And for this I also used a technique with the camera depth, so I calculate depth from the camera view to the shore, and then I just measure the depth difference between the water and the shore. So actually it means that water is fully transparent near to the shore, and as it goes to the middle of the water, or as the depth is higher, the water is more opaque.